Hey everybody, it's Soaping Sunday, and today I am in the mood to create something just a little bit different from what I've been making. Just feeling like I want to be a little creative, do something just a little bit different. I've been really working towards getting this soap business off the ground, but I want to have a little fun today. So I'm taking this little loaf mold and I am going to be making a little design on the top that I've been wanting to do. And I want to also see if I can put little surprise goats in the center. It's going to be a little trickier because this is an individual mold, and I just want to see if putting a few of these little goats in an individual slot here, if I can actually cut them so that they're in the center. We'll see if I can get it right, but I'm hoping they won't like float or move around and shift and not work out, but hey, I can only try, right? And see if it happens the way I'm envisioning this to happen with a surprise goat in the middle, because this acrylic mold that does the individual soaps, I can put a surprise goat in the middle. I can do designs on the top and the bottom, and I love it. It's so cool how they come out, but it's super time consuming, and I can only make 15 bars at a time, right? However, I have a bunch of these. That is what I started with creating. And if I can also make surprise goat soaps with these loaf molds, then I can increase how many surprise goat soaps I could make at one time. Just the designs will be different because I have access to the top and the bottom of each individual soap here, whereas I don't have that here. So I'm excited to try it out. We'll see what happens, right? Will it be a success, a fail, or somewhere in between? So I'm gonna skip the part where I create the soap batter and just show you the design part of it. But if you wanna know how I make my soap batter, I will put a link in the description to a video that shows step by step how I do that. Also, if you wanna know how I make these cute little goat designs, you can check out the video down in the description below that I'll link that shows how I do that. So let's go make some soap. I have made my soap batter. I've added in my essential oils. I ended up doing a combination of peppermint, cedarwood atlas, lavender, and rosemary. It smells great. What a fun, like, minty, woodsy smell that it's got to it. So I'm just getting that mixed in, and then we're gonna mix our colors.
So catch me if I fall. I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's facts.
Okay, let's see if we can get this little goat to stand in here without moving.
I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
Now I want this half brown, half black. So I'm gonna put this stick in. Hopefully it floats on top so I can use it as a divider line for the two. We'll see if this works. Okay, I just did a small test to see if the color would sit on top, because I just want a surface layer of color. I don't want it to go in, and yay, it actually stayed on the surface. So it's set, it's ready for me to hopefully put my 2 colors on. So here we go.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up.
Oh my gosh, that totally worked. Now I want to swirl it just down the center and try to mix the brown with the black a little bit. I don't know how this is going to come out. Totally just envision this in my head, and I hope it works. All right, I think that looks really cool. I can't wait to see how it looks once it actually dries. Oh my gosh, I love it. That was so fun to do that little design in there. I was kind of hoping the brown would show up a little bit more in the black, but maybe once it hardens, we'll see more of that. I can't wait for tomorrow. See you then. It's the next day, and I cannot wait to show you how this came out. I'm so excited. Look at this. It actually has swirls, black and brown with swirls. This is what I envisioned, and it's showing up even more in its hardened state. It was so much fun to make a new design. I really enjoyed that, but now I have to cut it and see if I positioned these goats right. I am hoping when I cut this that I don't actually cut into one of the little surprise goats in the middle. So hopefully they stayed in the correct positions where I placed them, and hopefully I cut them in the right spots. Here we go. Okay, so I do remember that I placed the surprise goats. I had 3 of them, and I placed them in the first, second, and third spot, and these are 3-inch sections. So I am hopeful that if I cut this at those lines, hopefully if the goat stayed in place, we will have them placed correctly. I don't want to cut a goat. That I do not want to do. I am going to use a toothpick and make a slight line where I need to cut these while they're in this mold, so that I have a visual to make it hopefully work out better. Okay, I scratched some little lines in there with a toothpick at the 1-inch marks on here, so that way I have guidelines for cutting it, and hopefully that works. Now the top looks pretty cool. However, I'm seeing what looks like the little goat here. And then I'm seeing some here. I'm seeing some of the goat here and here, but the majority of the goat is right here. Okay, so this first bar had the goat head, the large goat head in there, and you can see part of it coming through here. And then this one, the second bar, had the tiny little baby goat in there, and you can see part of the baby goat right here. These are like the little hooves. And then here is where I put the little tan goat, and you can see part of the body there. But a little bit of the body came through here because I actually cut this a little bit at an angle. I need to cut straighter so that I didn't cut into this bar. So this one has a little goat in here. So the surprise, once you start washing, you'll see which goat it is. This one has the goat head in there. And then this little goat here lost a leg. So this one I'm going to try out for personal use and see how the goat looks in here once it's cured, and then determine whether it's a good bar of soap. Let's get the rest cut. Okay, so my question of whether I could hide a surprise goat inside of these loaf molds, the answer is yes. I just need to get better at actually placing them correctly. And so that is something, the more I practice it, the better I'm gonna get at getting them positioned correctly in order to avoid them showing on the top of the soap. I want it to be a surprise. I don't want you to know if you're getting a tan goat or a brown goat or a black and brown goat. I want it to be a complete mystery. So I'm gonna keep practicing so that I can get this right, and hopefully in the future be able to invest in an actual soap cutter that is way more accurate than me trying to use a ruler and cut straight. But I love that this simple design does have a surprise goat in the middle, and it really smells nice. You can definitely smell the minty peppermint, but there's so many other smells coming through, and it just smells really good. So the rest of this loaf has these big 1-inch thick bars with no goat in the middle, but does have a nice design, really nice solid bar of soap. And so I'm gonna let these cure, and then I'll test them out and see what we've got. But I'm really happy with the design. I love that it came out as I envisioned it, and I like the contrast of the brown soap with the black soap with the stark contrast to the natural soap color. So with some more practice, I think that I will be able to utilize this in future soap with more design options and still be able to hide some little goats inside there. Just practice, practice, practice. So thank you for hanging out with me today. And if you haven't started soaping yet, what are you waiting for? Get your soap on. Also, if you like seeing these new designs and how I'm making these goat milk soap designs, maybe subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button down below. It really helps support this channel, so I really appreciate it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want to form
a wicked awesome farm. Watch this channel to learn what to do. We love to farm and we'll show you. Yeah, welcome to our show. Whoa. Just one